Alright, so I haven't put nothing up in a while. If you're one of my subscribers, I apologize. I've been running a lot of multi-stop, a lot of last minute loads, things that have a really short delivery window. Uh, they're just the loads that are paying reasonable right now. Um, I'm gonna try to go. Let's see. I'm gonna try to go only like 5 or 10 minutes explaining myself here, and then I'm gonna try to show 5 or 10 minutes of the load board and why I'm making the decision that I'm going to make here. Um, so last week I grossed $8,000. All right. A lot of that was multi-stop, uh, timed delivery, scheduled delivery and everything, and it was all heavy. And majority of that, I ended up having to run 70, 75 mile an hour. Time was of the essence. And the problem is, the more you run, the more fuel you use. So I ended up doing like a little triangle out down to Texas the previous week, and then back up over to Florida. The only reason I went over to Florida is because I actually got $3 and a little bit over $3 a mile going into Florida, and it was like Orlando area. It wasn't really hurricane, but most likely that's what it was going to. It was shingles. So that load, in my opinion, should have paid more, but we had a dedicated customer up in Jacksonville coming up into Northern Carolina, far Northern Carolina, like around Charlotte, and that paid. That was paying like $4 a mile or something. It was like $1,800, I think, from Jacksonville to Charlotte, around that way. So I made a pretty good week per se in this market. Oh, I grossed over $8,000. Downfall. I did $2,000 exactly to like 20, yeah, $2,000. I did $2,020 in fuel. Got, I don't know, I didn't even bother, spending time, trying to figure out my fuel mileage. Like I said, I've been pretty much I call it stress running. The more stress it is, the more money you're getting paid, and that's what I've been doing. And I just haven't had time to try to play around and take a half hour here and set up the camera and have it fall over and reset it up and do stuff. I just haven't had the chance to. I mean, I could probably, but I'd like to go take a shower. I like to actually watch YouTube and enjoy myself too. So that while I'm doing that, it's hard to set up the camera and then edit for an hour and stuff like that. This week's going horrible. The one problem is whenever I end up having to stay near the house, which I do because my wife is going to have surgery on her foot. It's not a huge surgery, just got to cut a ligament and I got to take some time for it to heal and stuff like that. We live like 3 hours away from, like 2.5, 3 hours away from most family. And most of my grandparents are dead. Most of her grandparents are dead. So we're kind of on our own with kids out here where we live. So I'm going to have to take time and spend the weekend home with her. And then, she should be all right as long as she can, take kids. She has a friend that's going to help her, but she just can't help her during the weekend. So I'm in the Northeast. And that being said, I'm making decent money. I just had a decent load, and the only reason, it was construction material. Went to an actual bridge site, and it paid well. It was $2,000 to go like 375 miles. That's like $5 a mile, something like that, or four. I forget what it was for. I don't know. So of course it went up to Connecticut. And I was out in Connecticut today trying to find a load. And if I wanted to run short stuff, like really short, like they've had New Haven, Connecticut to Palmer, which we know where that's going. That's going to Sherwood Lumber there. It's railroad and port lumber. I think that's what that is. Um, that's paying like $400 for like 39, 40, I don't know what it was, like 50 miles or something like that. That's great if you live around there and you can do 2 of them a day. But from what I was told, it takes all day to get loaded. It takes a decent amount of time to get unloaded, and then you got to go through and then come back. So I didn't even bother with that. But I'm just saying, I'm just telling you what's out there. Then a lot of the loads went. There was like 3 loads that went out to Ohio. They're paying like $1.60 a mile, $1.50 a mile. This is flatbed, mind you. I would take it if I would take it for $2 a mile. But I'm not going to take a 48,000 pound load down 80, climb all these hills and stuff in Pennsylvania to get out to what was it, like Western Ohio, 600 miles, take a whole day and then some maybe. For $1,000, I'm not going to do it. So, if I had a direct customer with like $6 a mile freight going back into New England, yeah, I would do it. But, I don't. And the stuff that does come back in New England, you're looking at maybe $3 a mile sometimes. That's a horrible area to go up there. I knew that. But to be honest, though, I'm looking at the rates and I'm seeing, even in Pennsylvania here, I'm seeing like $1.50, $1.60 a mile to go out to, what is it, like Mississippi, Missouri. It's if you're on the spot market right now, you're screwed. You're screwed. And my carrier does have direct freight, but they just have too many. They have their drivers. They have their employee drivers, and they have their owner operators that have been there with it longer. So I can only take so much of their direct customer freight, and I don't want to stay out for 3 or 4 weeks. That's not, because the problem is, like I said, if I stay out, which I've been doing it every once in a while, I've been staying out 2 or 3 weeks. The way I've been making money is doing multi-stops. Doing things that require me not to be leisure about my runs. I can't just go 400 miles and stop and take my 10-hour break and drive 300. These are, got to get off, got to get there at a certain time, go, 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 go. And when you do that, you're running the truck. You are running the truck. So now I got more wear and tear. I'm blowing fuel. And, there's a happy medium right now because fuel is up so high. It used to be you could do that and it still make out really good. Well, that's not the case now. So what I'm finding is I'm starting to think about way winter's going to get, because I know winter gets slow for flatbed. And I know everybody's going to shoot down below below 40? I don't know. I forget whatever. Or below 70. I know everybody's going to shoot down below 70 for the winter. And it's going to be even crowded. And there's just going to be, the way the economy is right now, flatbed's going to be horrible. Because so many people jumped on the flatbed when the rates started going. And flatbed's very, very, in my opinion, it's very saturated with already low demand for it. So what I'm doing is I'm going to probably get out of flatbed. I'm probably going to leave this carrier. Not that I have anything wrong with this carrier. I know you guys seen it. It's AFC Transport. They are a Chicago-based carrier. They are owned by, I believe they are Ukrainians, I believe. I have no problem with that. They speak very good English. I've met them personally. They're good people. And I've always been paid what I was supposed to be paid. I've always seen the Raycon, and 15%. Hey, I dispatch myself. I have help from a dispatcher too if I need it. That's how I get my direct freight sometimes. So I have nothing bad to really to say about them. I don't do a lease purchase, so maybe that might be a reason why. But you know, you see what you see what you get when you sign the paperwork. Uh, Other than that, it's just the market, in my opinion. If I was on with Landstar, if I've talked to Landstar people, because I'm almost 10 minutes here. I'm gonna cut it off here, so I'm gonna probably show you the load board now. Um, yeah, I've been talking to people at Landstar because I was thinking about going on the Landstar. The big thing about me is that 30%, and I don't have a trailer. If I really wanted one, I can rent one off a buddy for very cheap. But like I said, it's still that percentage off of Landstar, and from what I've been told, uh, if it's the same thing, it's basically like you have a secondary market within Landstar because they have their own brokerages, and they're all vying between the the CFOs. I forget. I think that's what they're called, and the outside market. And Landstar brought on a lot of drivers. They had a huge hiring, event and stuff. Their markets flooded within Landstar, and unless you have connections with these brokers or agents within Landstar, you have the same problems. It's just inside of a different market. It's inside Landstar's little world. So, you'll still have guys saying they're making great money and stuff. They have Landstar connections. That's all. I'm not saying that you're going to go and become an owner operator. You're going to get a truck and sign on the Landstar, and you might end up just making making friends or what acquaintances with those brokers. Agents or whatnot, and you might do great in Landstar. But the majority of you are going to sign on the Landstar, and you're going to have the same problem you have out here inside Landstar. It's just going to be a crossover. So my suggestion right now, if you're an owner operator and run cheap, if you want to keep a business going, hopefully you have no home expenses. Hopefully you can take a loss a few weeks. It depends what you're going to do. There are businesses that take losses a few weeks or a few months. And if you're actually running this like a business, hopefully you have money in the bank to take care of your home expenses and your business and run at a loss. Because that's what's going to end up happening here. If you're new and you're watching my video and you're looking to buy a truck, you think you watched those videos from months ago and you're watching old videos, the market has changed. And it's not necessarily it's everybody's fault. It falls everybody blames one person. There's more than one thing going on here. There's problem with professional drivers and actual business operators. That's one problem. All right. A lot of us we see them. There's other truckers and other owner operators and fleet owners that shouldn't be out here, and they cause problems for the rest of us. That through insurance, through the brokers, through everything. So that's one part. Then the same things happen in the brokerages. You have tons of new brokerages overseas. Just watch YouTube. Everything's turned into money making. This is how you make money. This is the new scheme. This is what you got to do. Send me $100 and I'll show you how to be a broker, and just keep reeling them in. Same thing with becoming an owner operator. People are, it's like the next snake oil salesman. And then, like I said, I'm gonna tell you how it is out here for real. If I'm making money, I'm making money. If I'm not, I'm not. If I'm struggling, I'm struggling. Right now, I'm not like going to go bankrupt. It wouldn't take much. I'll tell you that. I'm making money, but the problem is this is an older truck, and even if you have a newer truck, it's gonna be the unexplained things that are gonna put you out of business. The multiple, I had a blowout the other week and now I got another one, or this broke, or my wheel seal was just done 6 months ago, it's leaking. The engine's having problems, the sensor, this and that. These are the things right now that are going to put you out of business because the profit is not there. and everything is inflated. Repairs, parts, that's if you can get them, labor, our costs are up substantially, and so is fuel. Right now, like I said, you might have to run at a loss. It's just simple as that. Just enough to keep some of the bills paid and pull out of your savings account from your business to pay others or whatnot. Then, like I said, there's going to be guys that are going to be like, oh, I'm making tons of money. Well, depends where you're at. Like I said, right now, if you're in the center of the country, either the south east center or Chicagoland area, Midwest, that's great. You're great for flatbed and probably everything else too. If you can keep that and you don't have to go home and you keep running that, or you live in those areas, that's great. My area, this is the first time in 13 years that I've done this where I've seen flatbed this crappy here in eastern Pennsylvania. Now, if I go towards Pittsburgh, it gets better. But this eastern part, either the economy took a crap here, nobody makes nothing, or mega carriers have scooped up all the customers here. That's the only thing I can come up with. So, that being said, things just ain't making it to the spot market. I've actually reached out personally and called local business here that I've picked up for before and stuff, and they've told me that they have contracts with people or they just don't have enough to put on the spot market and stuff like that. So, if any of you have went through the beginning part of 2019, just think of this as 2019, but fuel is $6 a gallon in some spots, and your tires are twice as much as they were, and so on and so on and so on and so forth. All right, I went past the 10 minutes. I went past the 15 minutes, so I'm gonna pull up the DAT board. I'm gonna move into that, and I'm going to talk on that for a little bit, and this is going to be probably like a 25-minute video, so maybe I'll go live if I could get enough people on here. This is really what I'd like to talk about, the actual beans and potatoes of what's going on. And I guess when I pull up the DAT board, I'll probably say what I'm doing too, because like I said, I'm going to probably transition out of flatbed. Screw it, I'll just do it right now. I'm going to transition out of flatbed and probably a different carrier. There's a Tyson warehouse over here near Pottsville, just like where where the Walmart DC is and all that stuff. And I ended up getting with a direct carrier through them, and most of the time I'll be home and I'll be being paid substantially over $3 a mile for most of the work I do. So, hey, to have consistency right now and to know I'm being paid for fairly decent, I grossing probably, I'm going to just suggest by the way I did the numbers and what I've been told and what I've seen on the paper, I'll probably end up grossing $6,000 a week with a lot less fuel. And that they've already took their cut because I'm making mileage pay and whatnot. And I get stop pay and whatnot and everything else. Detention, I get detention pay. So that's, I hate doing reefer, to be honest with you, but it's just what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to be home more, hopefully, and I'm going to have a consistency. Not going to have 1 week where I make, $8,000, and then the next week, I just end up, either I'll do great, I'll get one great load, and I'll just get in a bad area that it's not necessarily the rates are generally bad in that area. It's just that just so happens everybody else took loads out to that area at the same time. So, unless you can snatch them up fast, you're screwed. So, all right, I'm going to switch over to the DAT board, and I'm just going to show some rates right now. All right, here's the DAT board. Yeah, as you see, it is about 5 o'clock, but usually most of the stuff's still up. So we're going to just go through here real quick. Now, there's 207 flatbed loads. I have it set up for 53-foot trailer. Put it this way, the years that I've had DAT, and I've been out here and I've done flatbed in my area, I've never ever, unless it's a holiday weekend or a holiday week or whatnot, ever have seen less than probably about 300 loads in a 100-mile radius of Hazleton. Well, we're at 150 miles and there's 207. So, how about we look at some of these rates? So, you want to go to Lancaster to Portland, Oregon for what? $2.40 a mile? Uh, yeah, I don't think so. I really would not want to take that amount of time to go 1,800 miles for $6,700. And you know what? And you're saying, oh, call and negotiate with them. I bet you that ain't going to go over seven, no matter what. So the same thing. I'm just going to go down here. California, $6,000 for flatbed loads. Uh, Screw it. We'll click on it. Probably tarp. Oh, marble slabs on A-frames. Yeah, that's a great load to take. Tell you what, look at the 30-day average, guys. I used to haul marble and granite. Majority of those slabs, even when they're just being wholesaled, they were selling them at like $50, $60 a square foot. If I remember, they're 120 square foot slabs when they're fresh cut. If I remember. So you do the math. And then some of these slabs they're $100 or $200 a square foot. So that's a premium item, and they can pay a premium to ship because most likely these granite slabs are coming in from Edison. Yeah, they're coming in from the port. Must have been cheaper to ship it, or a certain kind of slab. Either, I don't know, maybe it was on that side of South America or whatnot, or that side of Europe. Maybe Italy, since it says it's marble. And they're going to sell it to high-end homes and stuff in California. So why would you take that load for that? That's my 2 cents. I know that doesn't necessarily matter, but in a heavy ass load that's somewhat very unstable to ship, you're taking some chances and you're going to be blowing fuel to go out to California for this. So, all right, that's just my little rant on that load, just for the heck of it, since I saw it was marble. But look, here. Why? If you were a flatbed driver, why would you go out to New Mexico, La Cruz, New Mexico, for $1.98 a mile? Why? Why? What are you going to get out of New Mexico? What are you going to get out of Nevada? It's not going to happen. These are shit loads. Same thing, Colorado. I'm going to go what? It's probably, I bet you there's some snow out there on the mountains right now. And it's Commerce City. I'm pretty sure that's way out there in the mountains too. Why are you going to do it? Laredo, Texas, all the way down to Laredo for $2 a mile. And what are you going to come out of Laredo with? Some cheap Mexican freight? Same thing. Just, Dallas. Look at Dallas. I was in the Dallas market a few times already in the last couple months. It's not that, like I said, they're pushing they're pushing loads for $1.50, $2 a mile into Fort, what is it? The place that got hit by the hurricane real bad. Fort Myers. Whew, man, it's in my head. So like they're pushing super cheap loads. These are hurricane loads. These are hurricane rebuild loads, equipment, shingles, wood, and they're paying shit rates. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Sioux Falls, South Dakota yeah, that's a great market too to go into for only $2.30 a mile. Look, $2.20 a mile was great 3 or 4 years ago. Flatbed, it's fine. The big difference is now they're paying 2 or 3 year ago rates. I'm not talking about 2018, that's for sure, but they're paying previous okay flatbed rates. The problem is fuel for most people right now is between $5 and $6 a mile. I mean $6 a gallon, no matter where you're at, unless you end up going down to Texas and you get a good discount. And tires, or even discount tires, are about double or triple. The tires that I bought previously have gone up. Even with my discount, they're still up a couple. They're at least still up $500 more than what they were. And without the discount, they're up $1,000 more than what they were. Uh, it's just your costs to run right now have gone up, and nobody even, some guys have noticed it, but nobody's really noticed it. And they see these rates, and they're like, yeah, they're decent. They're not horrible compared to the market that you're in. They're not. You might as well be. You might as well run for $1.50 a mile. I know a lot of these guys are saying their costs are $1.20 a mile and stuff. Uh, if nothing goes wrong, your costs are $1.20 a mile. The way I see it is, you should be putting away right now probably 25 to 30 cents a mile into your maintenance and repair account. And so this basically turned into you got to run a lot of miles. And the problem is you run a lot of miles, you use more fuel, you beat the truck up more. It's 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 a no win situation. I'll tell you that. The way I see it, the flatbed rates right now should be the van rates, and flatbed rates should not be. I don't think they should be under. What we'll say at the most 280. I mean at the least 280 a mile. Majority of the flatbed rate should be $3 a mile, no matter where you're at. Maybe at the least they should be $2 and maybe 25 cents a mile at the least. Just shitty backhauls. But these flatbed rates for $1.60, a dollar, like here, we're gonna go into Jacksonville, Florida for $1.65 a mile. I know Jacksonville ain't the worst place to go in Florida, but come on, like seriously. I was doing reefer loads into Central Florida from Pennsylvania for about $5,000, $6,000 when the market was good, I guess you could say, or whatever was going on with it. But well, here you go. You want to go into New Hampshire? I bet you if I look this up, this Greenville, New Hampshire, it's probably the very tippy top of it ain't that bad. All right, so that load's paying more than the average. They needed to move. It's also a 53 footer. That if you live up that way and you're trying to come back, that's not necessarily a bad load. I'm sorry, going to the island right now. I don't know. I would want a little more. I probably really don't want to go to the island unless it's paying like closer to $2,000. That's just me personally. I've been out there. I've dealt with the traffic. I've dealt with the BS now. It wasn't too bad, when we had the restrictions and stuff, but there's 10 times more traffic now. Just keep looking at some of these rates. Depending where this is in New York, this isn't a bad rate. That's not too bad. You probably maybe come out of, well, it's less than the 30-day average, but you're not going to get near that average even if you want to. But at least you can come out of probably Schenectady or Syracuse with something. That's not too bad of a rate, in my opinion, at least from like I said, they could be trying to pay $2 a mile. Going down to South Carolina, that's a little bad. Newark to Kendall, New Jersey. That's not too bad of a rate either. Buffalo, New York usually has some decent flatbed loads coming out of there. But like I said, you got to look at this on both sides of your average of what you're making. Me personally, I'd like to see some of these loads that are shorter paying more. Stillwater's probably on the island. Oh no, that's it's $4 a mile. So that's a decent load. Like a lot of these short loads should be paying $4, $5 a mile. In fact, that's probably that Stillwater load probably should be paying more than that. Yeah, it's close, but it should probably be paying more than that. I'm not even looking at the brokerage. I could care less what they are and who they pay. I'm just showing you because if one's paying something, they're all gonna be right around that area. It's just the way it is. Riding to Rochester, that's about. I was gonna say that's about a normal rate. That's a decent rate. like the short hops, it looks like they're good. The problem is when you get up here, I bet you if I pull up the Rochester market for tomorrow, it's it's either you gotta book now. You gotta be booking today. It's probably most of the stuff's already gone. It pays decent or comes back. Uh, doing these triangles or these back and forth trips are really hard right now with how many people or how many trucks are flooded the market. So that's just some of it. I guess here, why not? We'll make this a freaking 30-minute video. Let's switch over to reefer. Um, this is a pretty good market, should be. So we're 150 miles. See how many. See, that should be a higher number, especially for reefer. There should be a lot more than 200 loads, in my opinion. When I was doing this, running a reefer last year, even at 5 o'clock, even past 5 o'clock, if I were to pull this up right now, you would easily still see 500 loads still sitting on the board. In the beginning of the day, you'd have 1,000 reefer loads. Uh, so this is definitely down a little bit. We'll just go highest and work our way down. I'm just looking at the rate per mile it's paying. Look, it's almost the same mileage. Your flatbed are paying the same as reefer, and I don't know that between the reefer fuel and stuff. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do 210 a mile to go out to California. Let's see what the average is. Well, I don't know who you guys are. I know this is Covenant, but look at the 30-day average, guys. Look at the 30-day average. Whatever. Woohoo, 2,500, 25,000 pounds. But look at the 30-day average. Why? Why are you guys going out there? So this is what, paying 210. So that means you guys are hauling a reefer. You guys are hauling reefer from the Allentown market back out to California for $1.80 a mile. $1.80 a mile, probably, or $1.90 a mile. I don't know. I can't pull it up right now. If I had a calculator on my separate phone, I'd do it. But like I'm saying, that's nuts. Why $1? Look, Tacoma, Washington. Why are you doing it? New Jersey to Tacoma, Washington. Why $1? Here we go. $1.86 a mile. Why? That's Landstar. Landstar's normally cheap, but then again, I've scored a lot of decent loads off Landstar before. I'm so agitated. $1.74 a mile. $1.74 a mile. Team Reefer, $1.74 a mile. $1.74 a mile at Team Reefer, guys. Why? If you have money in the bank right now, and you're watching, if hopefully you come upon my video, do not buy the truck now. I don't care what guys are saying that it'll make you stronger. Do not. If anything happens out of the ordinary, anything, you're done. You're done. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. What I'm trying to do here is be a realist. Do not buy a truck right now. Wait for whatever this is to fly over. If you can get on, maybe if you really want to, and you can get on with a carrier like Swift or somebody, which I haven't heard many people talking about them hiring and stuff. They probably still will, but if you can get on with like a big carrier that has actual freight and isn't crowded to where they're inside their little. All right, the screen went off. If you can get into a carrier, oh man, I hope that video is saved. If you can get into a carrier like Swift or something, that man, I don't know if it's saved or not. I'll be really mad if I just went 15-minute rant. You can get in the carrier right now that, like with Swift or something, that their market isn't flooded within the company, and you can buy a truck and everything. Go ahead and do it. Other than that, do not buy a truck. Keep your money in the bank. maybe I don't know, put it in a different bank that you can't touch if you're worried about, spending it or something. But do not buy a truck. You're not going to make more money than whatever you're doing right now. Just stay where you're at, and stay a company driver or whatnot. Don't invest in the trucking right now. It's a very volatile market. Don't do it. Um, don't go back and watch those videos from a year and a half, 2 years ago. It's all gone. It's all changed. It's like the stock market. It's gone. It's changed. Okay, just don't do it. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to be real. All right. Apparently, if I don't have my freaking finger on this damn phone for more than 5 seconds, it's gonna shut off. But yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to be a realist. I'm not trying to be negative. But just look at these rates. Look at them. California, going out to California for $1.70, $1.70. And like I said, that was a team road, that last one. $1.60, $1.67 a mile. $1.67 a mile. Come on, guys. Man, you know what? I'm gonna, for the heck of it, I'm gonna look at Dry Van, and I'm gonna really wonder how there's owner operators hauling those damn Dry Van. $1.52 out to Warminster to California. And you know what? I used to live out by Warminster, and I know it's TQL, but you know what? A lot of times TQL has been paying well from what I've seen. The couple times I've looked at TQL loads, at least in flatbed. So, I don't know, guys. I don't know how you guys are doing it right now. Maybe you guys just don't have YouTube channels and you're not telling how it is. New Jersey, Elizabeth, New Jersey, $1.44 a mile. Come on. And you know what? People are like, "Oh, call and negotiate. You'll get your number." No, you're not. You're not. You'll go up maybe $500. Maybe you'll get out of that. You're not. All right. There is no negotiating right now. Nobody gives a crap. The broker does not care. Trust me, they do not care. Holy crap! Come on. Van or reefer? $1.34. All right, I'm going to switch over to van and show you. These guys that you guys have no experience and you're coming on as an owner operator. You don't necessarily know how to run a reefer. You're scared to, or you necessarily don't know how to flatbed. Let me move that over here. Okay, let's switch over to dry van, guys. Standard van, all types. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. I'm ready to see 99 cents a mile. We're gonna go highest rate, guys. Oh, there's a lot more dry van loads around. A lot more dry van loads. Oh wow, wow. See, right now, to be honest, you'd be better off doing dry van. In my opinion, no reefer fuel. You're still going to a shit market. You probably head up into California and still do decent, maybe. Right, at least right there. But here we'll go. It'll drop here real quick. Oh, here we go. It's dropping. But hey, look. At least look. Oh, here's a van or reefer load. I think it's the same load that I saw, but that said it was only a van. I mean, only a reefer load. So I don't know what's going on with that. See, $1.70. To me, it's looking like van and reefer are almost on the same page, just about. Hey, maybe at least in the Pennsylvania market coming out of it, you might do better running a dry van. Less cost, less maintenance. I actually thought I'd be seeing a lot of dollar a mile, 69, $1.60, which I am seeing $1.60, but come on. Like I said, these numbers mostly should be around $2 for a dry van, in my opinion. That would be about the normal, in my opinion, normal rate right now would be $2. Let's see. Yeah, actually, to be honest, dry van, in my opinion, at least out of the area I live in right now, I would be beneficial if I was running. Well, I wouldn't say beneficial, but cost wise, between like if I had a reefer or even flatbed, like I said, flatbed, there just isn't the market's smaller. It might be better for me to run a dry van. Oh, here we go. $1.38 to Portland. So far that looks like the cheapest. $1.41. $1.50. But you know what though? I'm thinking about it. Between a lot of guys between fuel and stuff, fuel and let's see, fuel and costs and inflation. You know, $1.30. Here we go. Out to Vegas. You want to go out to Vegas? You gonna? I know it says it's only 3,000 pounds, but still, come on. You want to go out to Vegas for $1.18 a mile? I thought these rates were going to be worse, but they're not too bad if you have a paid-off truck and trailer and cheap insurance, and your truck decides to not break down every other week. If you have high payments, high truck and trailer payments, these are pretty bad rates. Let's see. I bet you this is probably, hey, ATI. Wow, I actually, yep, it's a team, but hey, it's paying decent, even for team. It doesn't look like it's hazmat. There you go. If you have a team and you're watching this, well, probably not going to see it live anyway, but yeah, that's I've used to work for that company. That's not too bad. Let's see. This ain't too bad for a dry van to go into Illinois. Extra picks, New York, and it depends where these extra picks are and these extra stops, but that's not too bad. That could be reasonable. Might get a little extra money out of working with that, can negotiate there. But yeah, I'm just showing you. Maybe I'm gonna start doing this going off the dat board. I don't know, even though I'm not gonna need it anymore. It'd be nice to actually just show guys what's going on out here. All right, so that's it. I'm gonna switch the camera around and say later here and try to get out of here. All right, so like I'm saying, there's so many different variables. It's not just brokers, not just truck drivers. It's everything. Just like you saw with the different segments. Surprisingly, at least coming out of this area around the Northeast, my opinion, you're losing less money running a dry van than you would be running a reefer. Because a lot of the dry van and reefer rates, it look like they're pretty damn close to each other. So between, right now it's winter, so maybe, the temperature a little cooler, maybe you'll use less reefer fuel, maybe you'll make out. But right now, what's going on is if you went magically paid off, if you paid off your brand new truck or your newest truck and you still have a warranty on it, you have a paid off trailer, and you can run it like 8 to 9 miles a gallon, you're doing great. You'll be set running pretty cheap rates. And if you do find rates that are paying reasonable, you're making bank. But if you got payments and you got a trailer and stuff, or you got older equipment that's breaking down, or emissions equipment that just so happens you end up being the unlucky one to get the lemon, you're not going to make it. My suggestion is, if you have money and you want to buy a truck, wait until there's more cushion in the market. This isn't a normal down market. This is probably one of the worst down markets there is right now for trucking. There's some making money and there's some not. But if you're coming out of the bat, luck will be your biggest friend right now. If you come out with a payment and no real connections. So, all right, this probably, when I splice this all together, it's probably going to be a 20 or 30 minute video. I hope you watched it. There's a lot of good content, in my opinion, I put out here. A lot of no BS, telling it how it is. And I don't know how many different, how many videos I'm going to still be able to make, what I'm going to be doing. If I end up doing, if I actually go through this, unless I have a couple different avenues I'm looking at, but if I go through this and join this carrier and just do Tyson chicken loads, delivering, mostly regional and stuff, and being home all the time, what am I going to show? Hey, here's this chicken place, or look at that idiot backing up. There's going to be no real technical content. except for me maybe updating about the market, or you know, telling you how bad it is, or how good I'm doing, or yeah, I'm not going to have any different weeks. I'm going to probably mostly, have the same kind of week gross wise or whatnot all the time. So there's not going to be really anything to talk about there. Um, but I guess I'll just try to come on here, and like I said, I might keep the AT board just to, you know, show people what's going on or whatnot, and give my opinion. These are all my opinions. What you do with your own money, that's you can watch go back and watch the videos from a couple months ago, and you take a chance on it. And me personally, if I knew the market was going to do this within like 8 months of me buying the truck, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. I thought we had a good another year, at least another whole year or a year and a half. I figure it would gradually come down. April of last year is when, in my opinion, to me, is when shit kind of started going down quick. And then I switched over from reefer to flatbed, and flatbed's now coming down too, and it's going into winter, so that's even worse. And a lot of guys made the jump out of reefer or van into flatbed, so same, it's flood different segments, flood different markets, whatever. It is what it is. So okay, I'm going. Please watch the whole 35-minute video or whatnot, and take care. Watch your pennies right now. I think everybody probably is toughing it out right now, and whether you're an employee or whatever you do, I think everybody's not doing really good, except for certain people that are in offices and Twitter executives and stuff. I think most working class regular people are just agitated and see that shit's rolling downhill. So all right, well, that's enough. Let me edit this, and I'll try to put it out there. I'll see you guys. Thank you. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I at this point, I just really want to just help somebody, and just tell how it is. So I'll see you guys.